Okay, he's pretty loud, right? Yeah. We're doing an exhaust this week. We're going to attempt to do an exhaust this week. The other thing we're going to attempt in this episode is to fix a couple, I'm not going to say bugs, I'm just going to say some things that need addressed. Before we continue on, you'll have this in any restoration. You put it all together, something's leaking, something's not working right. What I did notice is when we got Bear running several months ago, ran great and all that, and then off camera, I shut him off, and shortly thereafter, loud shotgun bang coming from the back of the car. Now, the only thing that's back there is a gas tank, and best I can think of right now is that it's not venting, so it was releasing pressure, and I don't know where from. So we need to check that out. I know that we have a metal vapor line that runs from the firewall to the back. Then you have this rubber hose that goes up to the charcoal canister, and there should be a rubber line that runs up to the top of the tank. And before we put an exhaust on this guy, we need to make sure that's right. What I noticed is, I pull this rubber line off, I cannot blow through this, and I believe I should be able to. So, we know it's not this rubber line. I got a good connection here at the metal line, so let's go to the back. Let's see our connection back there. Maybe something got pinched. I don't know. Fingers crossed it's not too bad. Okay. So, we have a metal line that runs to the front of the car. It's a smaller line. The other hard line back here is a brake line that goes forward, so it's easy to figure things out. And the metal line goes across and over. Let's see where we at. Comes over, loops around to here, runs this way, and up to the tank. So, I think what I can do is disconnect the line here and put some vacuum to it and see what's going on. Okay guys, I'm back here at the gas tank. I've disconnected the vapor line. It will go to the front of the car. So this rubber end goes to the front of the car. This metal end goes to the tank itself. One way to do this is just put your mouth on there and pull a vacuum, suck on it, see if it holds. If it does, then we got a blockage. I'm not going to do that on camera. I'm going to show you, and I'm going to give you evidence. I got a vacuum hand pump here, and we are at 0. Can you see that? Let's pull this in a little bit. There we go. I'm going to go ahead. You see that? That is going right into a vacuum and holding. That is not good. So, I mean, it's not good, but it's also good. It means I probably don't have to pull the gas tank down. But somewhere in between here and the front of the car, there's a blockage or a kink or something. So, let's relieve that pressure. All right, just to review real quick. We don't have a blockage at the gas tank. It is somewhere in between the tank and the firewall. So if we were to half split this and find our next junction, we would be right here. There is a rubber line that connects to another metal line. We'll disconnect here and see if we're going that way or see if we're going this way. Okay, I had to take a couple bolts out to loosen this metal line up and disconnect it here. So we'll apply vacuum here and on the other side and see which side's holding the vacuum. Okay. Okay. That's good. So from this point over to the other side by the gas tank is good. You can actually hear it squeaking over there where the air is pulling through. All right, let's hook to this guy. Let's see what's going on. Okay. Can you see that gauge? There's a couple pumps here. Look at that. 12 inches of vacuum. So from this point up to the firewall, it's clogged. Not cool, man. We'll figure it out though. And in case you're wondering, yes, I eyeballed everything. I see no kinks. Nothing that would make me think that, oh yeah, there's where it's blocked. So we're just gonna do a quick blow some compressed air through it and see if we can unclog it. God, I hope this works, because I don't want to have to bend and install a brand new vapor line. Okay, I think we might have blew something out. I should have put a bag back there just to kind of catch whatever debris that might have been, but... All right, let's put our little vacuum hand pump on there. I don't know if you could see this or not, but now it's not pulling a vacuum. I'm wondering if there was some debris or rust in there from when we were cleaning it up. There was sand all through this car, so that just makes me wonder. I'm going to take some parts cleaner. We're going to put some parts cleaner in this tube and blow it out the other side. Okay, here's the end of our hose. Everybody got your safety glasses on? Okay, I think we're good. I think I can hook all this stuff up and say we're in good shape. And we'll move on to the next thing. All right, guys. With that taken care of, next on the agenda, pinion seal. Now you all remember, I rebuilt this rear end with a kit that we bought, and it included a pinion seal back here. And I put everything together and everything seemed fine. And after several days of sitting out in the lot, I noticed a slight drip from here running down through here. And I'm saying, what happened? I mean, it all went together good, it all looked good. Now, did I nick this seal? Possibly. Is this seal not the quite right seal for this application? It could be for a truck where the pinion's a little bit bigger or smaller. I don't know, we'll find out. But what I'm gonna do is we'll get this drive shaft out of the way. We'll pull this yoke off and check our seal. I have a new one that's for this car, for this year, model, make, the whole deal. So we should be good, but I'm curious to see what happened here. The seal looks okay. It's just weird. Let's go take a look at the pinion yoke. Got this guy wiped down with a rag here. What you can see is a line, a shiny line right here. That's kind of where the seal kind of does its work. And sometimes you get a pretty deep groove there just over time, and that can no matter how many seals you put in, that can cause a leak. What you can do is take some emery cloth and kind of smooth that up. I think I'm going to do that real quick, but it doesn't feel deep enough to cause a leak, you know, just sitting kind of deal. So let's pull that seal out, compare it to this new one I got. Actually, we can pull this out. Just kind of eyeball that. Yeah, that's gonna work. Let's go pull the old one out and see what it looks like. I'm gonna try not to damage this seal too bad because I'd really like to look at it, but with this tool, oh, there it goes. All right, it's pretty bent up, so I don't know if I'm going to really be able to measure this guy against my pinion yoke, but we'll see. All that precious fluid going right into the train pan. Oh well. Well, I've got my new seal here. Just going to kind of set that in place. And my installer will be a very large socket and my brass hammer. I'm just going to tap this into place very carefully here. Okay, we're in. We're going to let that continue to drip. We're going to go take some emery cloth, run it on that pinion real quick. All right, got some of this stuff. This is basically sandpaper on a roll. It's like this is some 120. It's a little heavier than I'd like, but it's going to do the job, hopefully. If I can get it to cooperate. Just going to work my way around here. Now, what we're dealing with here, if this is the problem, is sometimes the same thing as maybe you have a front crank seal that won't stop leaking, a rear main oil seal that won't stop leaking. It could have a groove on the crankshaft, and you'd have to do something like this. Now, I do know in some cases, I don't know if they sell them for 350s and stuff like that, but they have a sleeve that's machined that you could just, you tap it right over top. It's so thin that it doesn't matter. The seal will go right back on, and it gives you a nice surface for that seal to seal. I don't have to do too much sanding here. This thing looks really good. I don't know why that was leaking, but I guess we will find out. I will top off the fluid again and let it sit again and see if we got a leak. This was about a $9 experiment, guys. That seal's not too expensive, so we have a leak again. I don't know where we're gonna go with that. We will see. It should not leak. This is very, very smooth. I feel nothing on here that's catching a fingernail. So I'm gonna take some brake clean this up real good, put it back on the car, and move on to the next thing. Notice I'm going to use an impact gun, but also notice I'm not going to He-Man this thing on there. We're going to snug it up till it basically stops and call it good, because if we tighten that up too much, that's going to mess with our turning torque on our pinion bearings. Here we go. Everything's so dusty and dirty from sitting all winter. Got cobwebs, spider webs. We will do a full detail on this guy when he's done. Let's spray a little bit in this crack here. Guys, we fixed a couple things that were in the rear of the car that are gonna allow me to continue reassembly. So what's missing? Exhaust. Yes, exhaust is missing. That's why I wanted to make sure we didn't have to pull that fuel tank down for that, that blockage in the vapor line. Also with the rear pinion seal, just maybe it's a little easier. I mean, I could have got to it if the exhaust was in there, but I just wanted to button that stuff up. What we have here is a custom bent exhaust system. This came from Waldron's Exhaust LLC. They are out of Centerville, Michigan. I assume they'll make whatever you need. I mean, that's pretty cool. He could just bend an exhaust for a four-door Nova. That's pretty sweet. Now, I'm sure this was not cheap. Bear's muffler was in pretty good shape. His tailpipes were shot. The mid pipe was kind of a mess. Everything was welded together with like some of the worst welds I've ever seen. And we just decided to put a new one on. I thought maybe we could get a good used one, but Steve just said, you know what? Bear's gonna be a museum piece. So here is the over the axle pipe. I've gone through all this stuff already. It's very nice. We have our brand new muffler. Here's the other half of the over the axle. This would be the mid pipe. And we got a couple exhaust pipes here. And to go along with that, we got a whole bunch of bracketry. Yeah, Steve got me all kinds of different brackets. Hopefully we have everything we need. The only thing that's not going to be quite original on Bear is the catalytic converter, which we will clean up. And will we use this guy? I don't know. We'll see. Originally, he had a cat. It was one of those like monsters. It was like that big. And back in the day, I don't know how they, it was refillable. There was a plug you would remove, and there was like these little BBs in there, and they'd replace them. Did they actually do that back then? I don't know. I was a kid. I didn't care, but we got one clamp and a gasket, and that's our exhaust. So I think what I'm gonna do is this is different than what I would normally do. I'm gonna build from the bumper forward so I can see how much room is left over for the cat. Now, if this cat ends up being too short, we have some pipe laying around and some flanges and things to make it work. I'm not gonna, bubble gum and duct tape this thing together. We're gonna do it right. But like I said, go from the bumper forward, see where we end up. It's raining pretty hard here. Guys, remember when you take a whole bunch of photos before you do stuff so you could go back and reference? I did that, but I didn't do it enough. Exhaust hangers and things are, boy, is it weird how this is hung. I think I've got it. I don't know. We're gonna throw this guy up there. Here's what I've got for this side. We've got this dude. This is original, and it's clamped onto this tailpipe. Nothing cinched super tight. I can move things around. And this bracket bolts up into a special spot. This tailpipe that's goofy looking comes right out through here. Yeah, I'm just kind of flying blind here right now. Just trying to figure things out. None of this is permanent yet. Don't move. So, kind of got that going where it needs to go. Now, kind of wild. We get the other tailpipe. All right, here's what I got going on, guys. I have a bracket up here. I don't know if you can see that or not. It goes on an angle bracket that is bolted to the frame rail. Oh, this is the worst tripod ever, I swear. Whoa! Ooh, good eye. Brand new camera. Let's drop it on the floor. Okay, stay. All right, you guys see that? Can I get the light in there? There you go. Bracket, all new rubber. Awesome. Steve was able to find this stuff. And I've got this tailpipe that goes this way. It's gonna bang up against the bottom of the car. Of course it is, guys. What if I flip that bracket upside down? Is that a thing? Let's try that. All right. Now, we take our pipe. I put some silicone here. Put it on the end of this guy. Is it gonna slide in there? Oh yeah, there you go, come on. Okay, I think we might be doing something here. All right, let's go in the muffler first. Trying not to scratch up things, but it's happening and it's pissing me off. All right, in you go. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Now, this muffler's a little bigger than what was factory, and I know that because I have a factory unit on the ground over there. So everything's a little bit tighter. Yeah, Brian, you're gonna bend that bracket that's welded, sure. I mean, it's right there. It should go. I'm gonna have to unbolt those guys. So muffler looks pretty centered. If you look at the gas tank straps. This is why there's places that specialize in exhaust, because it's just a real pain. At least for me. Not a fan. This looks, I guess, about right. Is this gonna bang into stuff? Well, maybe not once we get the the other pipe on. But I think I could torque a few things down, not permanently, but enough so it doesn't move on me. Okay, over the axle and the sway bar we go. And that's pretty simple. Let's throw a clamp on that real quick. All right. Okay. How exactly does this guy go? Certainly not like that, and certainly not like that. So it must be. Ugh. Must be like. Ugh. I have no idea. Just go into the tunnel? Oh, I can't. Ugh. That really hangs low, guys. Is it like this and it kind of does an S thing? That seems strange. I gotta do some research. Guys, the struggle is real. But I think I got it. I really do. I'm kind of happy with this setup right now. It's not hanging too low. I went and I looked at Bear's pictures from the very first video we did in this series, and I kind of scanned this way and I figured it out. We've got the cat that he came with. It fits. There's a ball and socket joint here that we can make work. Just need to hook this e-brake cable back up over here, but okay, looks pretty good. I think we'll throw some clamps on this guy. Kind of tighten everything down, not permanently. I mean, everything can be loosened up and jostled around as we drive, because there's one of the things that kind of makes this difficult is we have rear sway bar end links, and they're very close to that muffler. So it's going to be one of them deals where we get it all together and we're driving it around. We're okay, we hear a knock over here or over here, and we loosen and adjust. But right now, everything looks really good. I'm gonna throw some clamps on everything, drop it down and see what he sounds like. Oh, so much nicer. Don't tell the boss. Just want to nail down this little short episode, guys. As you can see, when you restore a car, you run into some jams here and there. You know, that vapor line being clogged up, not good. It was not good, because I'll tell you what, that gas tank builds all that pressure. It's like a bomb back there. So you need to make sure it can breathe. That pinion seal, like I said, I'll check on that over the next few days. We'll see if it starts leaking again. I think we'll be okay. Yeah, so If you haven't watched it yet, I did. The last episode was on Bear's front sheet metal, getting that into the black sealer. Looks terrific. What we're gonna do next is start pounding on that rear quarter. I've got a press. We're gonna see what we can do back there, stretch some things. Might have to cut some stuff out and weld some new stuff in. But as far as major body work, that's it. Roof, quarters, trunk. We're almost there, guys. It's gonna be painting season before you know it. So you guys have a good one. I'll see you later.